Over on the Financial Times, former Nikola boss should not get prison time for fraud, his lawyers argue. Trevor Meltdown Milton is set to be sentenced on November 28th, just a couple of days before the Cybertruck delivery event. Couldn't be more perfect. Lawyers for the former boss of hydrogen truck startup Nikola have argued he should spend no time in prison after being convicted on 3 counts of fraud, saying, quote, oh boy, he sees the world differently than most other people. So if I didn't know any better, judging by the strength of this argument, more detail of which we'll get into in a moment, I might suggest that Trevor Milton himself has founded the world's greatest law firm, given the fact that he could run circles around rooms full of world-class lawyers. I wouldn't be surprised, because if this is the strongest defense they have for committing a deca-billion-dollar fraud, costing many, let's just be honest, low IQ retail investors their entire life savings, if this is the strongest defense they have, well, he sees the world differently from most. In Trevor world, fraud's not really fraud, and it's okay to lie about things you haven't done yet because Trevor sees the world differently to most. What are they going with, an insanity/delusion offensive? What? He's in big trouble. I mean, if this is the best they can come up with, bro. The filing on Tuesday said that a sentence of probation, quote, will allow Trevor to stay home with his family and serve his community, noting his wife is ill. Well, obviously she's ill. She's married to Trevor fucking Milton. You got to have something seriously wrong with you to have done that. More importantly, to have stayed married to this absolute con man through this entire debacle. Quote, he is due to be sentenced on November 28th. In the filing, Trevor Milton's lawyers asked the judge to, quote, resist any temptation to compare his actions with those of Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes, another once high-flying startup founder who was also convicted of fraud. Yeah, so please don't compare this guy who committed a deca-billion-dollar fraud with this woman who also committed a billion-dollar fraud, because committing billion-dollar frauds and lying to investors and misleading investors and causing them to lose insane amounts of money is not comparable. Therefore, please don't compare these two comparable cases. Thank you, bro. The poor guy's f***ed. Quote, where, oh no. Quote, where others see darkness, Trevor sees light, the lawyers wrote. Okay, so in other words, where others see reality, Trevor Milton invents reality. When others say, hey, Trevor, the physics doesn't check out on these claims you're making about the battery energy density that you're claiming are already in off-road vehicles, Trevor says, oh, but yes, it does. Fuck you. It's light everywhere. Oh my God, dude, this guy's toast. Quote, where others see despair, Trevor sees hope. Okay, I'm seriously getting disturbed here. Where others see impossibility, Trevor sees possibility. Where others see problems, Trevor sees solutions. All right, so their justification is Trevor is a compulsive liar, a fraud, misleads people, but that's a positive trait because he sees the possible where others see the impossible. If I didn't know any better, I wouldn't be surprised if these lawyers were acquired after collecting a few tokens in the bottom of a box or two of cornflakes. What the fuck? This is all they've got? This whole case is going to be, well, Trevor's just really optimistic and he wasn't lying. He was just seeing possibility that defied the laws of physics, and he was seeing light where others saw reality. I mean, darkness. Let him serve with his family. You know, just give him probation for this deca-billion-dollar fraud. Trevor just sees the world differently to you and I. Fuck me. A jury convicted Milton, 41. Is that his IQ? Of 3 counts of fraud in October 2022. Each count carries a maximum sentence of between 20 and 25 years in prison. Don't drop the soap, Trevor. His hydrogen truck startup, which listed during a blank check boom, once was valued at $30 billion. More than Ford. The bell curve. But the share price plummeted following allegations of fraud. During the 5-week trial, prosecutors called Milton a con man, accurate, who used his gains from Nikola to buy property in the Caribbean, accurate, and a private jet, also accurate. Oh, and don't forget the most expensive home ever sold in Utah before the company done anything. Huge red flag. In the court filing, Milton's lawyers said that the former chief executive, quote, never did anything to hide what he was doing or saying. Created no phony documents and did not lie to his accountants, auditors, or lawyers. And he lied to the general public and to retail investors about almost every aspect of the company. Bro, he's in serious trouble here. The best his lawyers can do now is say, here's some things that are completely irrelevant that he didn't do. Therefore, he didn't do anything wrong. Look over there. Look, here's some things he didn't do, but ignore all the stuff he did do. Like committing securities fraud, lying to investors, repeatedly misleading the public, having an entire plan to lure in dopey retail investors with fake products, fake trucks, fake specs, lies, and misinformation. They added that many of the statements Milton made were inspired by his, quote, deep emotional connection to Nikola. Oh, great excuse, yep. committed fraud, lied repeatedly due to your deep emotional connection to Nikola. Oh my God, dude. Because of this, quote, any misstatements he made were the product of his deeply held optimism and belief in Nikola, rather than any sinister motive or intent to harm retail investors. Oh my God. He's so f***ed. Milton was, quote, raised in the American West, more skilled with cattle and horses than regulators and investors. Lawyers wrote, quote, before this case began, he had been to New York City for no more than a few days in his entire life. Huh? What is this? The country boy defense? What? Huh? Holy fuck, dude. Quote, his lack of corporate and financial sophistication, quote, prompted him to ask Nikola's chief financial officer to phone the NASDAQ exchange on the day of the company's stock market listing to ask if it was, quote, broken because the stock had fallen. They added, now look, as I said initially at the time of this whole thing, the best defense that Trevor's team could actually come up with is that he has an extremely small brain. He's a raging narcissist. He's extremely deluded. In short, he's just an absolute dumb fuck, which, by the way, is true, but he's not enough of a dumb fuck to have not known what he was doing, which was luring people who were even dumber than he was. The guy literally explained his plan to Jason Calacanis on This Week in Startups podcast, talking about the gravy train. We need to touch the retail investor. That's why the Nikola Badger. The guy had a plan to literally pump Nikola's stock to retail investors. And while executing that plan, he lied brazenly about trillions of different things, slight exaggeration, I'm taking a leaf out of Trevor's book today, in order to pump the stock up, okay? You can't argue both sides of the coin, you understand? So they're trying to argue a little bit of a Trevor Milton's a dumb here. But the problem is, he's not dumb enough to have been unable to conceive a plan and explain his plan on podcasts, which he then went out and executed, which was to lie to and mislead retail investors to pump the stock while he was dumping it. Yet Milton's lawyers claimed the strategy to have him publicly promote the company was, quote, conceived and endorsed by more, quote, sophisticated board members. Now, in truth, this probably is true because if you put 100 people in the room and Trevor Milton is one of them and then line them up by IQ, he's got to be near the end of the line. I would not be surprised if many, as I called this at the time, by the way, why aren't they reining this fucking idiot in? Why is no one pulling Trevor aside? He's out here lying. Why are they not intervening? They're complicit in this fraud. These fuckers. They knew. I personally believe that these folks are like, well, this guy's got a small brain, but there's people out there with even smaller brains that are buying Nikola stock because they think what he's saying makes sense. Let's just let him run. We own a bunch of stock. It's in our best interest to let this guy lie to the public to pump the stock. Jeff Ubben, hope I said that right, the founder of activist hedge fund Valuation, which had invested in Nikola, and former government motors executive Steve Gursky. Ubben has since left Nikola's board and Valuation, while Gursky became Nikola's chief executive in August. Milton's lawyers said, quote, his punishment began a long time ago and that he experienced, quote, enormous pain from media coverage of his arrest and a podcast series examining his time at Nikola. Oh, poor Trevor. Poor Trevor. Trevor experienced pain after being arrested for committing fraud to the tune of tens of billions of dollars. Oh, poor Trevor. Poor baby. Yeah, that's right. That's all the punishment he needs. A little bit of coverage of him being arrested for fucking people over. Unbelievable. Quote, the very status of convicted felon therefore delivers a significant blow. Oh, I just can't believe this is the best they've got. And inflicts a major punishment in this case, more than sufficient to satisfy the statutory requirements. They added, pointing out that as a convicted felon, he would not be allowed to own a firearm. A serious deprivation for a lifelong hunter/outdoorsman. Oh, poor Trevor. Poor Trevor. You fucked over people to the tune of tens of billions of dollars. And now you might not be able to own a gun. Oh my God, that's punishment enough, Trevor. I just don't even know where to begin here. I mean, seriously. I really would have thought that the defense could have come up with something a little bit stronger than this. And I mean, it's an extremely weak case. He's toast regardless, but this really is the best they've got. He is so fucking screwed. Enjoy your freedom while it lasts, Trevor. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. Athletic Greens AG1 has given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out. Athletic Greens AG1 is an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus prebiotics and probiotics and digestive enzymes and adaptogens to help you deal with stress. Plus, if you click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of you guys and girls have to say. AG1 has changed my life. I was, as you described, treating myself like a circus, ate like trash, rarely exercised, used alcohol as a stress crutch, cannabis also. AG1 is what gave me the kick in the ass, got me back to the gym, motivated me to do more for myself, family, my business, etc. Keep doing what you do. Now, I know there's some skeptics, the same kind of people who think Elon Musk is a fraud, reading this going, what do you thought? There's no way that's possible, bro. It must be a placebo effect. Believe it or not, this is a recurring theme. If you give your body everything it needs to feel and perform its best, including having a lot more energy, you'll need ways to use that energy. For me personally, that includes more exercise, moving my body more social activity, and more cognitively demanding tasks, including producing a fuck ton of exclusive content over on Twitter and on Patreon, plus my daily YouTube uploads. The proof's in the pudding. On to another testimonial from a viewer of this channel. SMR, you asked me to provide feedback on AG1. Here it is. It has helped with mental acuity, stamina, and intestinal waste management. Can't read between the lines. Certainly helps with regularity and digestion. That's what the digestive enzymes are for. It has also dramatically reduced my cravings for sugar. You guys need to stop eating sugar. It's fucking poison. I'm 50, 5'9", and overweight, aka a fat motherfucker. I think that's a technical term for overweight, isn't it? Is it fat motherfucker or obese? I can't remember. I average 100 hours a week in the West Texas oil fields as a safety supervisor. Jesus Christ, dude. No wonder you're struggling to keep your weight under control. 100 hours a week. Brutal. It has helped me lose weight. It is not an appetite suppressant. It can help fat people suppress cravings, and motivation to be healthier is critical for changing your diet. Love you, brother. Again, this is a great point. It's something people really don't seem to grasp. If you have more energy, everything becomes easier. It's like turning on easy mode for life. A few years ago, before I was taking AG1, my health was trash. I was struggling to get through the day, had afternoon fatigue. The last thing I wanted to do was either use my brain or move my body. Didn't have the energy. Now, my biggest struggle every day is figuring out ways to use that energy. I'm exercising way more, doing a lot more with my friends and family, and of course, my work output has increased substantially. And you can fact check me. Check out the average length of my videos I was posting to YouTube 3 years ago. Need I say more? And one final testimonial. Love this one. Okay, here's the deal for me with this AG1 shit. I'm 41 years old and not the type to eat, drink, smoke, or sleep healthy, so I was skeptical. That being said, here's what I experienced. Day 1, meh. Day 2, afternoon fatigue was about 45 minutes late. Day 3, 0 afternoon fatigue. Day 4, 0 afternoon fatigue plus extra energy. Day 5, again, 0 afternoon fatigue plus energy, wondering, what the fuck, really? See, this is the thing, right? The results for many people are just almost too good to be true. This is the same experience I had. My afternoon fatigue just vanished out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I not tired in the afternoons anymore? Surely, it's not that AG1, is it? Turns out it was. Day 6 and 7, same thing. Day 8, same thing. Plus, I had the want to get things done around the house that I normally would slack off and not get done. Again, the point, extra energy, you'll need to use it, you'll find ways to use it. Day 9, 10, and 11, and today is day 12. I fucking love it. So however you managed to get me to buy it, I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much, SMR. It really changed me so far. Guys, this shit really works. Just try it. By the way, this is the reason I continue to relentlessly promote AG1. A lot of people get real fucking mad in the comments. Oh my God, Nikola salmon's sold out. Oh my God, he's a scammer. This is fraud. But constantly, I'm pretty sure everyone making these comments is also currently short Tesla stock. I'm not particularly concerned about people having a negative perception, those folks suffering from small brain syndrome, still living in my bum's basement syndrome, etc., writing mean comments, claiming AG1's a scam or it doesn't work. I mean, bro, when I get feedback like this is what keeps me going. And remember, there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's nothing to lose here. Just try this stuff for a month, and if you don't get these results, get your money back. See, it's a literal no-brainer. It's an IQ test at this point in time. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial like this. Get your money back if it doesn't work. Just try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, get your money back. Today's the day. It's finally time. Be like this guy who was a massive skeptic, but finally, after 1,000 promotions in a row, caved in, tried AG1, and has results like this. Head to drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment, and please, let me know how you're feeling in a few weeks' time. Now, if you'll excuse me, time to put my extra energy to good use. I'll be recording some more exclusive content for Patreon and my Twitter subscribers. So click the links in the pinned comment. See you over on Twitter and or Patreon, and don't forget to grab your AG1. Love ya.